The Air Jordan 1 Shattered Backboards are widely considered to be one of the highest quality Air Jordan 1 sneakers ever made. The main reason being that the leather quality on this shoe seemed incredibly good. Not only was it very soft, but it was nicely tumbled, and it also just feels like it wears really well over time. The last time the Shattered Backboards released was 10 years ago in 2015. This is my pair from 2015, and they still look great. In fact, I think this is the first ever pair that I bought on StockX back in like 2016. And not only was this shoe a really high quality Air Jordan 1, which increased its popularity, but it was also pretty limited. And because of that, the resale price of this shoe has been all over the place, peaking at like $1,200 to $1,500 depending on the size. Now in 2025, presumably because the shoe is a little bit older, ones are not as popular, and we've got a new one coming out, the prices have dropped to closer to $500, depending on size, of course. But my size is like $519 on StockX. That being said, if you want to grab this pair or the other pair that we're going to talk about in today's video, I've made sure to link them through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. But this shoe isn't just legendary because it was widely considered to be the benchmark for quality with Air Jordan 1s, and it's not just legendary because it was very limited. It's also legendary because of the story and the colorway. So first of all, this colorway is the first time that we've gotten an orange, black, and sort of sail colored Air Jordan 1, at least in this way. Not only that, the history behind this shoe is really cool because this shoe was inspired, as you may have guessed from the name, by the time back in 1985 when Michael Jordan was playing a game in Italy where he shattered the backboard. So this isn't just some arbitrary color scheme. You've got colors inspired by his jersey, and the insole itself actually has an image printed of a backboard being shattered, which is pretty cool. But now, for the first time ever in 2025, 10 years after the original release, we're getting a retro. But the question is, will the retro live up to the original release? And will it be the bastion of quality that we expect from a Shattered Backboard 1? Let's find out. Inside this box is the upcoming Shattered Backboard 2025s that release August 23rd, 2025, most likely for the retail price of $180. Now, I got this pair early. Shout out to Bird Kicks. He always supplies me with some early sneakers, which I appreciate. Right now, although I think the prices of these shoes may drop, they're not super cheap, especially not in every size. My size 9 was $1,700. I did not buy a size 9, don't worry. I bought a size 8 because that was a size that was somewhat close to the pair that I already have, so I could compare sort of as close to 1-to-1 as possible and see what the differences were. So I grabbed a size 8. I may or may not be able to try it on. I'm gonna try and see if I can fit it. If I can, we'll do a full review. If not, then I'll have to get a size 9 whenever they're available for cheap, and then do a review. But either way, here is the box. Wow, this is crazy. Actually, I got a Shattered Backboard colored blade as well. Here's the bottom of the box. This is one already huge change from the original Shattered Backboards. The original Shattered Backboards just came in a regular Air Jordan 1 box. Like, I don't have the box with me, but I'll show you generally what it would look like. This is basically the box that they came in, so there you go. But this box, oh my gosh, it's shattered. I saw someone do an unboxing of these. It might have been Z Sneakerheads or Harrison Neville. I think they both did an unboxing, but that was the first time I ever saw this box. I did not realize until then that the box would look like this, but it looks like you've got a semi-matte-ish feeling black base with this really cool shattered print over top of the orange Nike logo. And it looks like this print actually carries over the entire outside of the box, which is mad cool. In fact, this might take the cake for the coolest Air Jordan box of the entire year. I know that's an award that not everyone cares about, but for me, when they really put a lot of work into the packaging, it makes the shoe that much more special. Now, the last time that I saw a pair that was this exciting in terms of packaging was the City Skylines, or the Skylines ones, and that pair I was not about. But the box was cool. So just because the box is cool does not mean that the actual shoe itself is gonna be cool. But here's the size tag. I grabbed a size 8 because I had to. It was somewhat reasonably priced versus a size 9. The official colorway of this shoe is black sail starfish, which I believe is the exact same colorway of the original, so that would make sense. And then again, size 8. Without further ado, I guess I'll show you guys first. I don't really know what to expect. Okay, we got the white paper. I guess I could have expected that. The inside of the box, kind of your standard box top. There they are. First impressions. I think the orange is darker. I think the orange is definitely darker. Is there anything else inside the box? There is not. Do these come with extra laces? They do. We get a set of orange laces, and they come pre-laced with a set of black laces. The reason we're all here, obviously, is to see the comparison between this one and the original one. Let's see how similar they are. I'm excited to see if they're an exact one-for-one match or if they're a little bit different. But like I said, right off the bat, they do look a little bit different. The second thing I'm noticing is that they're not as good right off the rip. I am disappointed in the quality. I've got to be 100% honest with you guys. Now, I will say the tumbling on the shoe, at least on the midfoot panel, looks similar, but the feel of the leather is not as good. It's just not, straight up. Feels like your standard Jordan 1 leather, and it's kind of stiff. It's not stiff like the 85s, but it's not like the Shattered Backboards either. Let me take out the paper inside, because maybe that'll allow some more give. Now, one cool detail I'm noticing is that the insoles, like the originals, do come with that Shattered Backboard design, which is pretty cool. I really like that a lot. That's one of the best parts of the shoe, in my opinion, in terms of like cool hidden details. I guess that's the only cool hidden detail on this shoe. Let's compare side by side. The color is different. I'm looking at them side by side. The color is different. That is not the same color at all. This is a much lighter orange, more like a caution orange. This is more of like a reddy orange, like a tangerine orange. I mean, same thing on the back. You'll see the difference there. Old ones are lighter. The Nike Air looks like it fills out the tag more on the new pair than it did on the old pair. Not that that's a huge deal, but just to give you an idea. There we go. We got some white space towards the top. Actual logo, or the design of the Shattered Backboard, is very similar. Is it exactly the same? It's not exactly the same, but it's close. The printing color is a little bit different, and it looks like the design could be slightly different as well. But now let's do a side-by-side test of the actual leather quality. Let me preface this by saying, if you're interested in leather quality, I would highly suggest checking out Rose Anvil on YouTube. He does amazing breakdowns of leather quality. He's an incredible creator. I love his videos. And he actually cuts these shoes open and knows all the different grains of leather and can tell you exactly what's good quality and what's not good quality. So he actually did do a breakdown of the original Shattered Backboards and cut it open. And from what I remember of that video, this shoe is actually a decent quality shoe. Now, a lot of people mistake leather quality or think that something is better leather quality because it's softer. That doesn't matter as much as people think. Another thing that gets a lot of people is tumbled leather. The tumbled texture on the leather is actually added after the fact. They literally tumble it in these big rollers to give it that. And because of that, it doesn't actually mean that the leather is nicer quality. Specifically on like worse or synthetic leathers, like a lot of times, like it's actually not even, probably even tumbled. It's just like pressed in. It's not like it's not a real texture. On the original Shattered Backboards, this tumbled leather was probably rolled. It feels very, very soft. Same thing on the toe. The orange leather and the midfoot leather both feel really, really nice. You can also notice the subtle color variation between the heel and the top of the heel. And you can see that on the edges, like you've got this really nice grain. Not only can you feel it being more supple, just feeling much different than like regular Air Jordan 1s, but also the color is a little bit different. You can really see the edge grain. Like a lot of things are done really nicely on this shoe. And obviously there are parts that are not as nice, like the eye stays and some of the details like around the ankle, some of the leather panels, and of course the Nike swoosh. But on the midfoot panel, on the toe specifically, and actually around the heel too, the leather is really, really nice for a mass-produced Air Jordan sneaker. It's not designer leather. The reason designer shoes are so expensive is one, because of their name, but two, because they generally use nicer materials and are handmade. So for a shoe like this, it's made in a factory, probably somewhere in China, with materials that are it's probably one of the higher quality Jordans that you can get. Getting over to this new one, it feels like every other Jordan 1. First off, the area that seems to have the supplest, softest leather on the Shattered Backboards is this midfoot panel. On this one, they did add some tumbled texture. It's more tumbled than usual, or actually not even more tumbled, it's a little bit more wrinkly than usual, but it doesn't feel the same. It feels like standard Jordan 1 leather. That's so disappointing. And then on the toe, this toe is stiff. This toe is like your regular Jordan 1 leather. There's nothing special about this toe. On the heel of the shoe, kind of same deal. You've got some tumbling going on, but like just looking at that, you can't really see the edge grain there, but like let me see if I can give you guys a good close-up view. I'm gonna try and do my best. Can you guys see the edge grain there? On the edge grain, you can see that there is a difference. You can literally see the difference. Same thing, let me show you guys the midfoot too. Same thing on the midfoot. Actually, I'm seeing them side by side and the color's a little different as well. You can really see the difference in the leather on the old pair versus the new pair. And you can feel it. Like this feels plasticky and papery. This feels soft and leather. Height seems about the same. The oranges are different. The midfoot panels are different. This is a white, this is a sail. The wings logo on these shoes are different. On the new pair, it's kind of a raised, bubbled out sort of black Air Jordan text. On the original, it's pressed in, and actually the color is sort of dripped in, I guess. This is what you'd expect from a standard Air Jordan 1 from like 2015, 2016. This is sort of what you'd expect now, which is actually based on the original Air Jordan 1s from back in the day. So this is actually more true to the OG in terms of the way that they put on the wings logo, but I will say that it just doesn't look exactly the same. Wings logo wise, I don't care either way. They're fine either way. I care more about the quality, and it just feels like the new pair is not as good. Can I be honest? I'm supremely disappointed. The one thing I was so excited about with the Shattered Backboards was that I was hoping that they weren't just gonna do the same color. I was hoping they'd do a very high quality shoe. I don't know what about the original Shattered Backboards they decided to make it a super high quality shoe. Maybe it's the fact that the dunk happened in Italy, so they're trying to go for that Italian handmade feel. I don't know. And if that is the case, which I have no idea if that's true or not, that would be crazy and such a cool deep cut. With this pair, it's just a colorway. That's literally all it is. So some disappointment there. And again, I am gonna be doing a full review on this shoe, so stay tuned for that. I don't know if it's soon, if I can fit this pair, or if it's not soon, if I can't fit this pair. You'll see a video video pop up in your sub feeds if you're subscribed at some point. The outsole, obviously the older pair is sturdier, but the color does seem different. It does seem like it's slightly lighter, like the leather is, than the new pair. Obviously the orange rubber on the new pair more closely matches the orange accents on the shoe. The tongue itself feels very similar. The mesh on the sock liner feels similar, although the mesh on the sock liner is softer. I don't know if it's the padding. The padding is much softer on the old one. That's weird. I didn't expect that at all. What I like so much about this shoe is how well it wears. Like you can see there's color variation. Like there's some yellows and some darker oranges because those were areas that got wear. Like those are areas that sort of, you know, were rubbing against my pants or maybe like rubbed against a subway car or something or whatever the case. This is just all so like, it's one color of orange. It's the same color everywhere because it's just not as nice. So obviously this is a comparison video, so you know, when you're comparing them one to one, this pair is the better pair. The original pair is the better pair. If you're trying to buy this shoe for quality, don't buy the new one. It's not worth it. Buy the old one for resale. I think the resale price will drop more when the new one comes out. And again, check it out through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. With that being said, if you are buying this shoe just because you like the colorway, then go for it. I think it's a great colorway. I think the story behind it's really cool. It's still got the inspiration. You've still got the shattered backboard on the insole. The one thing you're missing is the quality. The quality is just not there. This is about as standard Jordan 1 quality as you would expect. There are details on it that it seems like they try and fake some quality, like a slightly more tumbled looking midfoot panel, but that's the extent of it. The box is sick. I love the box. The box is the best part of the entire shoe. I'm disappointed. I was really hoping that they were gonna push for that quality, but it seems like that is not what happened here, and I bet they knew that too. I bet they knew when they were putting this shoe out, or when they were getting this shoe ready for production, they're like, listen, this is not gonna be as good. Hopefully people won't be mad about it. I probably will not be buying this shoe. Obviously I did. And I'm gonna buy one in my size for the review if this one does not fit. But if I see this in a store, I'm not going for it. I would rather have any of the recent Air Jordan 1 releases like the UNCs or the Black Toes. Both of those shoes are not people's favorites, but I would take them over this any day. This shoe looks like the Shattered Backboards, especially from a distance, but it's not the Shattered Backboards. Even the 2.0s were better than this. Let me know what you guys think of this shoe in the comment section down below. I'm actually giving away a brand new Nintendo Switch 2 on my tech channel, so if you guys want a chance to win this for yourself, actually it's not even this one, it's the Mario Kart bundle, so it's even better than this one. Check out my Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing where I have the first core badge. That's linked in the description below, so check it out if you want to win a Nintendo Switch 2 or have a chance at winning a Nintendo Switch 2. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.